Hello neighbor, this is Curt with eTrailer, and today we're going to take a look at the RockyMounts MonoRail Bike Rack on our 2024 Kia Sportage. Now if you've had any experience with this bike rack, or if you watch this video and have some questions about it, go ahead and leave those in the comments below. We love to take those and share them with our other neighbors in order to help them make the best decisions for themselves. Now if you've been looking for a lightweight, compact bike rack that can still hold a decent weight capacity for your Kia Sportage, I want to introduce you to the RockyMounts MonoRail. This bike rack is going to have a weight capacity of 60 pounds per bike, so it will carry some of your lighter e-bikes. It can accommodate a wheel width of up to 5 inches, so it will also accommodate your fat tire bikes. It is wheel mounted, so if you have fenders on your bike, you likely want to check out a different rack. But it's great if you have a bike that is carbon fiber frame or a custom paint job. There are 2 points of contact. There's going to be a ratcheted strap back here in the back, and there will be this post with a hook here in the front, keeping the bike upright. So a big question might be, how exactly does this fit with my Sportage? Well, as you can see, it's a pretty snug fit to the back of the vehicle, and that is a good thing because it doesn't leave as big of a footprint in the back. However, you do want to be a little bit concerned about making contact with the back of it. Not so much up here with the handlebars, because these are pretty wide handlebars on this bike already. But down here at the pedals, you might want to be conscious of positioning your pedals depending on how wide they are, kind of down here around the license plate. That's where the biggest cavity is back here. My worry is that if you have it up here a little bit, not so much sitting still, but while the bike is moving or while the rack is driving around and moving, we really don't want it making contact with that. And another question you might have is, will I have liftgate access with this bike rack on? And the answer is yes. So you're going to be able to move this into a tilt-away position using this blue handle. RockyMounts does a really good job of color coding this, so it's really easy to see what's where and what does what. So this should be easy to load and unload in the dark as well. But we're just going to bring it back down just a little bit right here, come around and get into our liftgate. And as you can see, we had plenty of clearance getting in and out here. Now I have access to the back of my vehicle. I could get any equipment that I need, maybe take a rest, get some water, sit down and change my shoes. The point is, we're going to have complete access to the liftgate of our Sportage. Now that we've been in and out of our trunk space, we're going to go ahead and lift this back into position. It's very simple. We're just going to get down, lift up on it until we hear that click. Now we're back in our upright position and secure. And while we're here, it's a good idea to talk about what kind of visibility we'll have back here. You are going to have some blockage depending on your pedal placement of your rear view camera. You are going to have a little bit of blockage coming out of your rear window. And your tail lights are going to be semi-visible to other drivers. But because we have limited visibility coming out of the back, it's always a good idea to know just what kind of footprint this is putting behind the vehicle. So from our bumper, we are looking at 29.5 inches. That's basically to this knob, the furthest point out. So bear that in mind. You've got about another 2.5 feet of extra room back here, or actually extra footprint back here on the vehicle. So be conscious of that whenever you're backing into a tighter space or trying to parallel park or anything like that. The other thing that we're going to take a look at is the ground clearance. So right here we're sitting at about 21.5 inches off the ground, and this point right here would be 19.5 inches off the ground. So I'm not really too concerned with any of those steep inclines or driveways you might run into. This doesn't look to be in any danger of bottoming out anywhere. Now, it's really easy to remove and place your bike on this rack. The first thing we're going to do is come around to our rear wheel strap. We've got that bright blue tab that, again, very visible to show us where everything is that we need to be concerned with. We're going to remove that, feed it back here a little bit and get it out of the way. Now we're going to hold on to our bike for stability. We're going to depress this button here on the arm. This is going to let us shift our hook up and move it out of the way. Now that we've got that out of the way, we'll be able to take our bike off the rack and enjoy our ride. And when we're traveling without our bikes, the rack itself only weighs 38 pounds, so it's really not that much trouble to install and uninstall. but it might not be something you want to do on a daily basis or whenever you're not riding around. We're going to be able to put this up and into a stowed position using the same lever that we used for the tilt down. So we're going to pull back on this blue lever. Just instead of letting it down, we're going to go ahead and push it up. And as you can see, this is a really, really snug fit, but it's not in any danger of contacting the vehicle at all. As a matter of fact, it shapes around it really, really nicely. But in the stowed position, we are going to have complete blockage of our rear view camera and our license plate. So again, it's a good idea to know just what extra room we're taking up back here. Right now, we're at just under 10.5 inches. So that's really, really minimal, and I like that a lot for a car like this, especially if you live in an area where you have tighter parking spaces or you have to parallel park every once in a while. So because it's lightweight, it's compact, and it has a decent weight capacity, it's also very easy to operate. I do think this is an excellent choice for you and your Kia Sportage. I'm Curt with eTrailer. Thanks for stopping by.